go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment, but first, as usual, the disclaimers and the trigger warnings and a brief rant. So, yesterday was just a landslide of absolute insanity. First to wake up to find out that my Chime account, literally just a Chime account, sent me an email telling me that they were going to close my stuff by May the 22nd and to move money. The email did not give me a reason as to why this was being done. I called and they said, well, you'll find out on the 22nd and then you can appeal it. First of all, that's not what I asked. Second of all, why are you not answering a simple question? I shouldn't have to wait till May 22nd to figure out why my account is being closed when I did not schedule it to be closed. I have the right to know that, and I have the right to not have to wait nearly a month to get an answer to that question. It's not so much that I care. I automatically already went out there, took care of the banking. That's not a big problem. I live in a city, and literally there is a bank within walking distance. It's literally less than half a block away from me. The point is, you shouldn't just be able to go and schedule stuff without giving people a real reason as to why. Okay? In particular, because you have banks that put black marks on people's accounts and make it difficult to get into other banking options. That is something that has happened previously, about around in my mid-30s. Thankfully, it's not that way anymore. It's just very annoying. And then right after that is when I found out that RFK Jr. thinks that it is okay to go rifling through our private medical information over which he has not received consent from a single one of us autistic folks for his so-called autism study. And he doesn't have to have anyone's consent. The crackpot, who is one of the biggest pseudoscience pushing anti-vax whack jobs on planet Earth, is going to demand access to my sensitive medical information. So what does that cause, folks? A spike in blood pressure. After which this morning I had to go to my doctor's and it was spiked to 160. So I had to go get new medication on top of the medication I'm already having. Oh, but it gets better. Only take it when I need it, right? I was told by the doctor that right in the office, but then when they sent it to my pharmacy and I got home, remember, I don't have a vehicle. So, Lyft brought me home. I get the text message from the pharmacy. So I had to go get another Lyft vehicle to go get the medication and speak with the pharmacist to give me the exact same information my doctor already did, but I already told them that the doctor gave to me. And that's 3 hours of my day gone. These are the challenges of us autistic folks who are considered high functioning. That much of unexpected curveballs within a very short period of time If I did not have my medication, you do not want to know what kind of unholy creature I could have turned into just due to all of that hitting so unexpectedly all at once. We are actually extremely lucky that the only thing that happened was a spike in blood pressure. So yeah, a day in the life, folks. A day in the life, hence why I got this little trip thing with ashwagandha and B vitamins and magnesium, and it helps keep me calm. This is what I drink during the day, and then kava tea at night, as well as my ever steady supply of electrolyte water that I always have around me at all times. Okay, I'll stop babbling at you all now, folks. To the disclaimers, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, pertinent links are going to be right there in the description box. Please take note of the massive archive I have linked in every single video just about on this channel that is put together by Autistic Hoya. It has all things JRC in there. We also have linked Neuroclastic's article, the one where they surveyed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rothberg Educational Center's so-called behavior modification program. Remember, that is the one that the JRC threatened Neuroclastic with a defamation lawsuit over if Neuroclastic didn't take down their article off of their website. Neuroclastic refused. So folks, please read the article and share it. We also have linked in there, of course, the GoFundMe that a bunch of folks put together for Neuroclastic in case JRC ever does see through with their threat, because unlike them, unfortunately, we do not have unlimited sums of money we can pull out of the ether. Trigger warnings. When we talk about places like the Judge Rothberg Educational Center, or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you do got young children present, please make sure to utilize the headphones. Also, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity and speak on dark subjects. If your child's 16 and younger and they are watching this, parental supervision is very much advised. Now we're going to read the last paragraph of the last brain dead comment that the JRC has put forward, because for some bizarre reason that nobody understands, they feel like in regards to putting a comment into the new proposed ban on their device, that they needed to submit a 50-page essay where they essentially copy and paste the same crap over and over and over again. Like, somebody be nice to the panel. Get them like a bulk box of kava tea, like maybe a cake or something. They deserve it. Oh, God damn, poor guys. Ladies, or however they identify. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They need somebody to do something nice for them. Maybe some gift cards to a massage parlor or something. Just because they have to deal with this again. Anyways, let's get started here. It follows from this principle that the parents in this matter have a fundamental right to care for their children, which includes the right to choose a particular medical treatment in conjunction with the healthcare provider that is generally available and accepted in the medical community. JRC Are you aware of the fact that you're the only ones who use this device, right? You've stated it, we've stated it. It's one of the very few things in life that all of us can actually agree upon, yes? So what are you talking about is generally available? No one's using that device but you. How is that a therapy that's generally available to everyone? Very obviously, it is not if you're the only place in the country that uses it. This comment, much like the rest of your comments, makes no coherent sense. No coherent sense. Do you all not have editors, proofreaders, anything? Pay somebody to edit this, for the love of God. Oh. 1 second, folks. And it's accepted by the medical community. The fuck it is. The fuck it is. Would you like to test that theory? Let's mention all of the organizations that have come out against the JRC and the GED device, shall we? We're just going to go through a few of them right off the top of my head. The ARC of the United States. The ARC of the United States is, by large, the largest provider of community-based services to people both with physical as well as developmental disabilities in the entirety of the United States. Their organization has existed since the 1960s. They have regional offices in every single state. They have satellite offices in nearly every single major city in the United States. Their workforce is made up of folks who are job coaches and take care of the transition age programs to get us employed or get us into secondary education. They employ direct care staff for people who need more of that one-on-one assistance, particularly those who need a little bit more of the physical help of bathing, taking care of their food, helping keep their apartments clean, things of that nature. Nursing staff for the individuals who are more medically fragile, who have medical equipment with them all the time to help them contend with all of that. They also are providers who oversee a large amount of group homes, again, within just about every single major city throughout the United States. Group homes, day programs, transportation, assistance in regards to helping folks get Social Security, or as we know it, supplemental security income. Yeah, they wear a lot of hats. And not only do they do that, but ARC is also one of the pioneering providers that were the first ones to really begin the assisted living apartments for folks with developmental disabilities who are getting into that transition age. Now, before a Republican gets on here and starts talking smack, what we mean by transition age on this channel is a very specific term, which has to do with an individual, my disabled self, moving in from the childhood supports and community-based treatment programs to graduating high school and integrating slowly into adult services and supports. The transition services usually involve things like assisted living apartments, and not just direct care staff, but community integrators for folks like myself who maybe not need that direct care staff around all the time, but we do need to have someone to help us learn valuable life skills, teach us how to manage checkbooks, how to cook healthy food, how to take care of doctor's appointments. You see where I'm going here, right? Okay. ARC's reach is massive. They dwarf the JRC's workload into infinity. ARC has said that this is not the type of medicine that is accepted by the medical community. Want to know who else has said that? Easter Seals, Burrell Behavioral Health, Nova Center for Autism, Judifine Centers for Autism, Abilities First, the United States Centers for Independent Living, the International Disability Rights Coalition, the United Nations. Oh, but those are just providers, Tiff, but it's accepted by the medical community. Oh, shush, JRC. I have more. Granted, these are just from my state. Oxford Hospice, Cox, Mercy Hospitals, get where I'm coming from now, JRC? Literally no one who works within the medical model, no matter what branch they're out of, accepts that this is a good form of treatment for folks like me. None of them. Literally none of them. And the groups that I have mentioned have one big glaring thing that people should take note of. I mentioned providers for medical care, mental health care, and care for those who are developmentally disabled for a very specific reason. Because the JRC has been screaming for years that it's nothing but us advocates who don't know what we're talking about. It looks bad, so we're fighting them for no coherent reason, and we just shouldn't be listened to. Everybody else is on their side. We already know the groups that are against you, JRC, that are in advocacy circles. ASAN, People First, Aversives. There's a few others. Neuroclastic. And yeah, it's a long list. I went specifically with the providers because it removes the JRC's ability to appeal to authority and pull the wool over people's eyes who ordinarily don't have all that type of information at their fingertips the way that we do. It is to show you that it is an absolute lie that it's just us and our agenda, that the JRC doesn't even, explain what that actually is, because there isn't one other than closing them down. that they try to get past you all. They can't do that when it's the art staring them down. They can't do that when that's abilities first staring them down. They can't do that when it is the heads of the Centers for Independent Living that are staring them down. They can't do that when they are dealing with providers who take care of group homes, take care of day programs, take care of assisted living, take care of transition age services into employment or secondary education. You can't do that with these large provider groups that cover the services of the majority of us who have developmental disabilities in the first place, and try to scream in their faces that they've never dealt with kids as severe as the JRC. It doesn't math. So the JRC instead will do everything in their power to be loud against people like myself, loud against ASAN, loud against People First, loud even against the International Coalition on Disability Rights, while being pretty mum in regards to the major providers of services, but they're the ones that are coming into this with us to trying to get this madness to stop. It's bait and switch. And oh, I've been in this a long time. They do try to deliberately target our advocacy groups as opposed to the large providers like ARC, because they want to push us into a reaction, then use that reaction to lambast us and dismiss everything that we are saying. They can't do that with ARC. They can use it as a distraction tactic, though, to keep you and the mainstream media from knowing that these gigantic organizations out there are also a part of getting this madness to end. So now, this so-called healthcare provider parental decision to put their young kids on human shock collars is not in any way, shape, or form been something that has been accepted by the medical community at all. At all. They use JRC literally. I've talked to people who are going into the mental health field, going to become psychologists and psychiatrists, who've literally told me, those who are looking to specialize specifically for folks like myself, that JRC is literally used as a cautionary tale. That should tell you pretty much everything you need to know. We're going to go ahead and close out on that one, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, if you could, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to get the comments. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you all here in a minute. Bye, everyone.